Hello everyone, welcome back to Isadora. I hope you're having a good week. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about reincarnation, what it is, and if it does really exist. Okay, so I've been trying to do this video for like a year, but I thought I could read up on it or learn it, and every time I tried, it's almost like it never happened. So about a few days ago, I got the inspiration to do it, and I finally understood it. So anyway, before I get to it, join me very quickly. I will say our Lord's Prayer. So, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For that is the kingdom, power, and glory forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so I don't know why I whispered that. I don't know why. Anyway, so well, if you do like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. I always forget to say that, and like I always say, maybe that's why I have very little subscribers. So ask and it shall be given unto you. So I am asking, if you do like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about reincarnation, what it is, and if it does really exist. Okay, so a lot of people don't believe in it, but yes, it does exist. So if you look through the dictionary, I don't want to go through off the top of my head. So if you're going via dictionary description or meaning, reincarnation is the rebirth of a soul into another body. Is this possible? Absolutely. But I will take you through how it's possible and how it works. Okay, like I said, I have tried to do this video for like a year, over a year actually, but I tried to read up on it, I tried to understand it, it just never really happened. I just never understood, I never got it. So like I said, a lot of people don't believe it exists. So let's break it down. So we already know what reincarnation is. It's a soul being reborn into another body. Okay, so if you bear with me, I'll just use what I have here as example. Okay, so we're going to break it down into three parts, and that's the body, the spirit, and the soul. So I'm going to use this handkerchief, this white handkerchief, as the body, and I'll tell you why in a bit. I'll use this bottle of water as the spirit, and I'll use this sanitizer as the soul. Okay, so bear with me a bit. All right, okay, so this is the body. Like I said, we're breaking it down into three parts. That's the human body, the human spirit, and the human soul. So there are laws on planet Earth. Okay, so one of the major rules or major laws of being on Earth is that you have to have this skin, which is a meat suit, right? So let's say this is the spirit man, which is who we really are. Do you understand? Like they always say, we're spirit beings having a human experience. So let's say this is the spirit man, this is who we really are. To be on this planet Earth, we need the body, right? This is why I'm using the handkerchief, right? So what happens is, like I said, to be on this planet, you need this. Now, the body is it's like a tool of expression. All right, we'll get to the soul in a minute. So the body is like a tool of expression. It's like how you express yourself. Now, what happens is, like for instance, when you're angry, it's not your body that is angry, it's your spirit. Do you understand? It's your spirit that's angry, right? So your spirit gets angry, then the body expresses it. Like people can tell you're angry because of the look on your face or whatever. So this usually morphs with this. To be on planet Earth, this has to be together. So this body, the skin, the body, has to cover the spirit man. Now, when the spirit is angry, it shows here on the body, if that makes sense. So that's the reason why I'm using a handkerchief, right? Because this morphs with this. This is how it works. Do you understand? That's how a human being should be. So you're the spirit man with a body. So when you're happy, it's the spirit that is happy, but the tool of expression, it expresses itself on your body, right? Or your face. That's how people know. So that's the body, the skin. Do you understand? That's how people know you're happy. Now, when you hear, so there's some people that are called liars and some people that are called people of the lie. Now, a liar, a normal, regular, schmegular liar, will just spill out lies, right? They're not as dangerous as people called the people of the lie. And what that means is, these are people that are able to manipulate this. Okay, let me break it down. It's not as difficult as it sounds. Okay, so Like I said, when you're angry, this is what is really angry, which is your spirit, and this is how you express it. This is your tool of expression. This is what expresses it to the outward, to people on the outside, right? But this is what is really angry. When you're happy, this is what is really happy, but this expresses it with being your body. Do you understand? Is your tool of expression. Now the people of the lie are the people that this is angry, but this is smiling with you, if that makes any sense. Do you understand? This is happy, maybe secretly happy about your downfall, but this is crying to you. This is crying with you. Do you understand? This one is sympathizing with you. It's showing something completely different from what is really inside, if that makes any sense. So I'm sure everybody has come across those kind of people that just pretend. They are not happy for you, but they pretend to be happy for you. So this is angry, but this expresses something very different. Do you understand? Those are the people called the people of the lie. Do you understand? Not a liar. People tell lies. Everybody. Do you understand? Everybody tells lies to an extent. It's like little white lies. Sometimes you're not trying to lie. You just want to get out of a situation or whatever. But it comes across as a lie. And like no sin is greater than the next. So it's still a lie at the end of the day. But what I'm trying to say is the people to be wary of are the people that this is angry, but this is smiling with you. So you never really know what's on the inside. Okay, so this is this, and this I like to think of, yes, I'm using the sanitizer, but I like to think of a soul as a ball of light, right? And I'll explain where this, so okay, this, the soul is your essence. If you look into the dictionary, I think that's the definition of a soul. It's like what makes a person them. Do you understand? Okay, for instance, have you ever come across somebody and you'd say, okay, this person reminds me of maybe my mom. This person reminds me of maybe my dad or my sister or my friend. This person reminds me of someone. It might be the way they flicker their hair, or it might be the way they speak, or it might be something they say. It's their essence. Do you understand? What the person reminds you of is the other person's essence. What makes them them? Do you understand? It might be something they do that is peculiar to them. Do you understand? So it's their essence you're seeing on somebody else, and that's how that person reminds you of that person. So it might just be the way the person speaks. It might be the way they twitch their eyes when they're talking. It might be the way they slur their words or whatever it is. Do you understand? So it's their essence, which is what the soul is. Do you understand? The soul is your essence. Now, what happens is when a person dies, when you say reincarnation, so a lot of people think that somebody dies and they come back as somebody else. It doesn't really work like that. So this is how it works, right? Like I said, this is the body, this is the spirit, and this is the soul. Okay, so when a person dies, like I said, the law of planet Earth is that you have to have this. This is who we really are, but you have to have this to be on planet Earth, right? Okay, so what happens is when a person dies, the body returns back to its owner, which is the earth. Do you understand? This is who we really are. This is what it requires to be on this earth. When a person dies, this returns back to the earth, hence a burial. When a person is buried in the ground, in the earth, the body belongs to the earth, so it goes back to the earth, right? So this goes away forever. Now we have this. When a person dies, like I said, this is who we really are. So this is determined by how the person has lived their life. So if you're a good person, your spirit returns to the rightful owner. If you're a bad person, your spirit returns to the rightful owner. So if you're a good person and you've been good to people or whatever, the spirit returns to the good side, which is God and the light. If you're a bad person and you destroy people and kill people, the spirit returns to the rightful owner, which is the devil. So hence heaven and earth, it's a given. So when people say heaven and earth is not real, oh, I don't believe in it, you don't have to believe in it. What it is it's a given. Everything has to return back to its rightful owner. The body returns to the earth. The spirit returns to wherever it is. It's coming from the rightful owner. If the rightful owner is the good side, depending on your way of life, it returns to the rightful owner, which is God. If the rightful owner is the devil, it returns back to the rightful owner, which is, if you're bad, and do you understand that the rightful owner, it returns back to the rightful owner, which is, do you understand? Because for you to either be good or be bad, you have to have a certain kind of spirit. So you either have to have a good spirit, or it's a balance. The world has to balance out. Do you understand? There's good and there's evil. So you either, this either belongs to the good side or the bad side. It's a given. Either way, this goes back to its rightful owner, and it's like a DNA code. So it's like for eternity. Do you understand? This, once the person dies, it's a DNA. It can't come back as somebody else. This will go to its rightful owner the way this you can't see somebody that died, do you understand, like the body coming back as somebody else's body. It's not possible. This goes away forever. So does this. It goes away forever to its rightful owner. So either the good side or the bad side, depending on that person's way of life, right? Okay, so this goes away. So this is the tricky part. So this is where we're really breaking it down. The rest of it kind of goes away, disappears. So this essence is actually the tricky part, right? So what happens with this is it's not DNA coded. It doesn't necessarily belong to anybody. It's just an essence. It's yours. When you say soul, it seems a bit more difficult, but when you say it's an essence does not necessarily belong to anybody. So this can either, when the person dies, can either rest and not come back or reincarnate. This is what reincarnates, not the body or the spirit. Those ones go away forever. Do you understand? It doesn't come back. This is what reincarnates. It's when you say a soul, a lot of people seem to think maybe it's still the being. No, the soul is the person's essence. That's your soul. It's your essence. It's what makes you you. Do you understand? So this is what reincarnates, not so much this is what makes somebody remind you of somebody else. You know how they say some kids, especially in like Africa, like in the African world, I don't know about the Western cultures, but in like African culture, right? Sometimes like when like a grandfather dies or something and they give birth to another baby almost straight away, so they name the baby like something like grandfather has come back, like a Yetunde or like a Baba Tunde or Baba. Do you understand? Baba Tunde or something? Yes. So do you understand? That child is named. It's almost like its soul goes away and another is reborn. So most of the time, usually, if a baby is born around the time of the death, they would normally say this person came back or something in some African cultures. Now, sometimes the baby has nothing in common with the person that died. Now, a good example would be like my maternal granddad, right? Very, very light skinned, like colored eyes, blah 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 blah. Now, okay, so my mom got a bit of that because she's never really had the curly African hair. Like she has like a straight hair, right? Like till I grew up, my mom's black, but she used to go to like a white salon because of the texture of her hair. Her hair was like kind of like almost straight-ish. Do you understand? So she never really went to a black salon till I grew up. Like I always knew she went to like a white salon. Do you understand? So anyway, so yeah, so she got that from her grandfather. So that's like my maternal great granddad, right? Okay, so yeah, she got that from her grandfather, and even her father, like really, really light skinned, colored eyes and everything. So, however, when her granddad died, which is my great granddad, maternal, do you understand? When her granddad died, and so the first son, which is my brother, she gave birth to, had nothing in common with my granddad. Now the second, do you understand, looks exactly, I mean, has the essence of her granddad. Do you understand? Same height, like, okay, like both my parents are, you can refer to them as tall, but they're not like tall. Do you understand? But you can refer to them. Now her granddad is like super tall. Do you understand? So this particular, my brother looks exactly like that, like really, really, really light skinned, colored eyes, super tall. And then, but it doesn't just end there. Like he's got this like amazing cursive handwriting, right? Like it looks like word art, like literally looks like word art. You would think it's like art. Do you understand? When he writes with it, like literally you don't need to type out like a word art. His handwriting is like cursive, amazing, just beautiful word art, right? And my maternal great granddad, like her granddad, was the one that had that. My brother, like the second after that, the same essence, the same behavior, everything the same. And every day she would be like, oh my god, this boy looks exactly, he's exactly like my granddad. Do you understand? So it's an essence thing, it's an essence. Do you understand, if that makes any sense? And her granddad used to be like a religious kind of figure, right? This brother of mine is like one of the most straightforward people ever. He won't tell a lie. He won't tell a lie to save his own life. He won't. He just won't. He's really, really. Do you understand? So he has the same essence. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this can reincarnate. Do you understand? This is what can come back. Do you get? Imagine some kids, like, you know, those kids that they give birth to and then die, and then they give birth to, and they come with like a particular mark, and they keep reincarnating, and they have the same mark, and it's just for the parents to know that this is the same soul that keeps reincarnating. Do you understand? It's not a body thing, it's not a spirit thing, it's an essence, it's a soul thing. Okay, so anyway, I think I've explained that long enough. So what happens? This is very tricky. So this is what can either go and rest, which is why when people die, they say, may your gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Do you understand? Because this has the tendency, it doesn't belong to anybody, it doesn't belong anywhere. This has the tendency to reincarnate, if that makes any sense. Do you understand? So now, it doesn't just reincarnate. Some souls actually go to rest. Do you understand? And it just goes away. Now, there are two types of souls, right, that does not necessarily go to rest. Those are two types of people or souls. So the first group of souls that won't go to rest are people that maybe they're like really bad people, really bad people, and they've done so many bad stuff. Do you understand? And they have karmic debts to pay. In religion, you call it sins, right? So they have karmic debts to pay, right? Sometimes they don't finish paying it in one lifetime. Like, for instance, if the person is bad, or if the person has just done something bad, like, okay, maybe they duped somebody, you know, that caused the person to lose like a whole business, or make the person lose their lives, or whatever it is. It's not like they're necessarily a bad person. Like, they've just done one or two bad stuff. Like, everybody makes mistakes, right? They can finish paying for it in this lifetime. But if I'm going by religion, it says unto the fourth generation of sin, right? So sometimes this soul can clear off their karmic debt. I mean, it's not a lot, so they can clear it off. Now you have the people that are really, they're like murderers. They murder people all the time. They do bad stuff. They do people all the time. Do you understand? They've racked up so much karmic debt, so much sins. And like, if I'm going by religion, it says unto the fourth generation. So this soul cannot rest because it has to clear up the karmic debts. Do you understand? Now it has to clear up the sins. What happens is, now this is where it gets a bit tricky, so keep up with me, please. So what happens is, if for instance this soul maybe is like dupes people, or like a murderer or something, do you understand? Or maybe this person tells lies on people, and those kind of lies that affect people's lives and affect other people's lives, and do you understand, bad stuff. So they might not be able to finish clearing up their karma in one lifetime. Do you understand? Clearing up their karma can be that, okay, somebody did something bad to somebody else, do you understand, but it comes back to them in another way. So maybe they duped somebody, 10 years down the line, they lose everything they have. Their house, do you understand? Fire grazes their home, they lose their business. So it can come back in that way, or it can come back in another form. Do you understand? And then they say, oh, I'm going through this, forgetting what they have done in the past. So sometimes this, do you understand, can clear up their karmic debt. Do you understand? Something bad also happens to them, and it clears off the karmic debt. Now, like I said, if the person is really bad, do you understand, it might go on to the fourth generation, which means if this soul dies, now the next generation, now what happens is, obviously, if the person has karmic debts, that person belongs to the bad side, right? Belongs to the devil. So once it's like, if you live with me, do you understand, I have access into your life, basically, at least to an extent, right? If you live with me, I have access. I know what's going on with you I have access to your life to an extent. So if this person belongs to the devil has access to an extent. If it belongs to God, God has access in that person's life to an extent. Do you understand? So now, when it says onto the fourth generation, two things happen. This person being a bad person, obviously, the devil has access into their life. Do you understand? Because obviously all they do is bad, which is why, do you understand, it probably goes on to the fourth generation, right? So what I would say is, the stage of somebody's life determines what kind of ancestors they have, pretty much. Seriously, it's not that bad things just don't happen. Bad things do happen. But I'm sorry, I'm just trying to Okay, so the state of somebody's life can be determined by what ancestors they have. Okay, like this is really deep and I'm trying not to go too deep into it, but let me try to go on the surface as much as I can. So the next generation, right? Now, like I said, because that person's spirit belongs to the devil has access into the person's life. Now, what happens is, it's not just that person's life, it's their bloodline, which is why bloodline is very important. Do you understand? And what you're supposed to do is break some things, that some curses or whatever, or karma that is coming on from, okay, anyway, so it's really deep and I'm trying to explain this in the best way. Okay, so this person, because they have a lot of karma, the devil has access into their life, because they obviously their spirit belongs to the negative side. They've done so. What happens is, so let's say onto the 4th generation. So the next generation, it might just be that let's say the person is like maybe a fraudulent person that dupes people out of their money. So the next generation might experience poverty, no matter how good they are, no matter how much of good people they are. Do you understand? Because they still have karmic debts too. Do you understand? So the next generation might experience poverty. Now, if those people are smart, they can go to church, they can become close to, no, I don't want to say churches because I'm not limiting it down to religion. So they might become close to God, and try to break whatever. Do you understand? I'm trying to stop that karma and try to break it through prayers, meditation. Do you understand? Because they are good people. Do you get? It will generally break. Now, if they are ignorant, so let me not say they're bad people, if they're ignorant to it and they just think it's normal. So some people just live lives and they're like, okay, no matter what they do, it's not working out or whatever. Sometimes it's nothing they have done through no fault of theirs. It's coming from their bloodline. It's coming from things that their ancestors or their parents have done. Do you understand? Because their parents has given access for the devil into their lives, if that makes any sense. So now let's say that's the 2nd generation. The 3rd generation, so what would happen is that, I'm going to use this as an example. So let's say this person's soul duped this person, or murdered this person, or did something bad to this person. This is another soul, right? Or did something bad to this person and cost them their lives or their livelihood or something. And the soul, this person's soul, is really aggrieved, like, oh my God, this person did this thing to me. Now this person dies, their soul may not necessarily rest, depending on how bad. Now let's say in this lifetime, this person is this person's brother, right? So this person now cheated the brother, you understand, stole from them, it cost them their lives, it cost them their livelihoods, or maybe their family. This brother's soul may not necessarily rest if they haven't forgiven this person, right? Even if they don't know that it's this person, the person's soul will not rest because they can't forgive whoever did them that bad. Now secretly it's this person. So what happens is, maybe in the 2nd generation, don't forget onto the 4th generation. So the 1st generation has done something wrong. The 2nd generation may experience poverty and not even know what's going on because of the doors that have been opened, because of the access, the devil's access into their life. So do you understand? Now the 3rd generation, there's enough time for another soul to have been reborn. So this soul can be reborn into, now this is now the 3rd generation, right? This soul, so this is the grandchild of this person. So let's say this is the grandchild, right? This soul that was aggrieved by the granddad can reincarnate as maybe a business partner. Maybe, now think about somebody that has a lot of karmic debt, so, and has done something bad to so many people, and those souls reincarnate. So this can reincarnate and manifest as a business partner, or can reincarnate as a boss. So you would see that this soul will now, you know how some people don't understand why they experience unexplainable hatred, or they don't can't explain why their boss hates them so much, or they can't explain why their business partners keep duping them. Now it may just be that this person's granddad cheated this person's grandmom or dad or whatever, and this soul reincarnated as a business partner or a boss in the 3rd generation. It won't reincarnate as the brother, it will reincarnate as somebody else, and this person will hate this person and try to make them lose their jobs and try to do something bad to them, or a business partner will continuously dupe them. Now don't forget, there's still an access, a door that's been opened that the 2nd generation suffered. Now what would happen is, if that door, that access of the enemy into their lives has not been shot, what happens is, so this is the person that is aggrieved. Let's say the person reincarnated as a business partner. So what would happen is this business partner would lie to this one and cheat them out of everything they have. Remember what the granddad did to his brother. So this person, the soul, can reincarnate as a business partner and cheat them out of everything. Now, because the door, the access to negativity has already been opened in their lives, the negative side is known to mimic things. So what would happen is this experience will keep being mimicked till this person stops it, till this person prays about it. So one business partner would dupe this person, which is this soul that was aggrieved to dupe this person. So this person will now go start another business. Another business partner will do the same. So it will keep happening until they break it. Do you understand? Or shut those doors. If I'm making any sense, this is really deep. So it can't be for everybody, obviously. So until those doors. Now the fourth generation, what I believe would happen is the frustration will be so bad that this person, it's either beat or be beaten. Do you understand? This person, either the frustration will be so bad that either this person, sometimes you see people just committing suicide because they cannot explain what's going on with their lives, and it has to stop with the fourth generation. If you're going by religion, and that's what I believe, it has to stop, because the frustration will either be so bad that this person has to break it or die in the process. Once they die, that ends, that karma ends with them. Do you understand? And then a new season starts, if that makes any sense. So this person has to either break it or be broken. Okay, so that's the first set of people, right? The second set of people are the people that that's the souls that don't rest, that try to reincarnate. So these are people that maybe God has chosen or God has appointed for a mission, has a calling on their lives. Like I always say, calling on their lives does not mean a religious or a spiritual calling. Yes, they are working on a spiritual part, but it might be a calling to sing, anything they can do to uplift the universe, make people happy, heal people. Heal people does not mean doctor. It could be a calling to do it, be a doctor, but heal people does not mean you have to be a doctor. It might be you can heal people through your music, you can heal people through your words, you can heal people through your love, you can heal people through, so it depends. So this has a calling, a mission on this earth, right? So for as long as they've not achieved that mission, the soul will generally try to reincarnate. Do you understand? But it would reincarnate as somebody on the same bloodline. It's a bloodline thing. It's an ancestral thing. Do you understand? The soul will reincarnate. Now, this person would generally have a lot of souls trying to do so. So, you know how, that's why they say if your glory is as high as your problems. Do you understand? You see people that just have problems, look like everything bad is going on with them, everything is bad is going on with their lives. It's because if this person has a calling, most of the time the ancestral, they don't come from very good ancestral line. In my local dialect, they say that the cornmeal comes out of a black pot. Do you understand? Because this person has a calling, and the negative side, the devil, will do everything in their power to stop them. So usually what happens is people that have been appointed by God, that have a mission on this earth, usually the ancestral line is usually very, very bad. They come from generally bad people, bad ancestral line. Not that they don't have good ancestors, they do, but they have more of bad ancestors. Reason being, the devil tries to stop, do you understand, them. So apart from their ancestral line, obviously the devil sends people into their lives to stop them. So this person can be experiencing narcissistic abuse, will experience loss, and they can't explain what's going on with their lives. It's because most of the time they've been appointed to do something that the devil is trying to stop. Do you understand? So what happens with this person is, like I said, they don't necessarily come from very good ancestral lines. Now, they would have good ancestors, don't get me wrong, but they have more of bad ancestors. Now, whatever the devil tries to use as a weakness is also what God tries to use as a strength. So what happens is, this person going through that, God allows it to build that person's character, because you're not going to give a Lamborghini to a 2-year-old to drive. No. So this person's character has to be built enough for them to be able to walk in their calling. Building someone's character and someone's strength will determine their experience in life. So they've been there, they've done that, they've been through it all, they've been through the worst of the worst. If they are still standing, do you understand? Some of them get stopped, some of them actually get killed in the process, some of them do you understand, don't realize they have a calling, that soul cannot rest because they have to still fulfill that mission. So they keep coming back. But then again, they're surrounded by everything that will stop them. And do you understand, if they don't realize that and break it, which really God allows it because he has to build their character. Do you understand? So they have is the onus is on them to realize it and break it and constantly be on the good side, so they have like divine support, so to speak. So anyway, I hope I've been able to make sense. It seems all over the place, but that's the best way I can present it. So so basically that's what reincarnation is. It's the essence, it's the soul that reincarnates. It has nothing to do with the body, and it has nothing to do with the spirit. I do love you all. Have a beautiful week. I'm trying to keep all my videos as short as I can, so have a beautiful week. Namaste, love you, bye, peace.